Sweet. What up, homies? Geo. How do I share it? Copy stream link. How do I share? Stream URL. I think this is how I share it. Yeah. Let's go. Just posting. I hope that's it. I don't know. Stream URL. I mean, whatever. I'm just here hanging out anyway. Yo. It's probably like, you are live. The Geodome is live. No. Let's go here. I've never actually gone live in the studio. Not yet, anyway. View channel. Well, I'm literally live right now. There you go. If I copy that, I don't have to fucking do this. It's easy from here. It's easy. Yo, check. I think I got everything working. Yo, yeah. Hello. I guess I should have sent this out before I was actually live. No hate. Live in YouTube. No, live on YouTube. send it to my girl. And hopefully we can hang out. I guess I could do that right chat on here, eh? Sign into chat. Open web browser. Okay. Live chat. What up? What up? There. Go like that instead. Yeah, I'm not too sure. No data. I've definitely never haven't figured out any of the technical stuff for going live on YouTube yet, but I guess I could totally just do that. Okay. Yeah. Perhaps when and if people join, I might have something more to say. But now, yo, one camera, another camera, very expensive, and you can see just me chilling. This is your like basic tour of the Geodome. I'm not gonna take the camera off the ceiling. I got a nice hub over here full of monitors that I can it's quality of life, obviously. The more monitors, the better it is to be able to use different things, but it's also a little bit mentally mentally overwhelming when there's too much distractions. So like focusing. It says sign into chat. I think I was signed in. Oh, okay, never mind. Signed in at the bottom. Started from the bottom now, yeah. Started from the bottom. Started from the bottom now, yeah. Started from the bottom now, the whole team here. Okay, so I don't really have a plan for this. I don't have a plan except to potentially create. You know what I could do? I could play some tracks. Yeah. Before I start creating new vibes, I might just start listening to my own music. Why not? Why not? So, first one, I'm going to play the latest version of a song that I created during January. And that me and the Seed to Stage crew finished. It was more of like a feedback February because not everybody finished their track, but this is version 3 of the song titled Great Horn, and I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. pause there for a second. I'm getting two. I'm getting two audio outputs, so I'm not 100% sure if it's like doubling the audio. It might be. Wonder if I can find it. See, these are all things that I can check. Wow. Oh. Whoops. Yeah, it totally is. So how do I do that then? What is going on here? It's like doubling the audio. Huh. Okay, well, excuse me for a moment while I figure this out. Of course. Of course, of course, of course. So I got that. I guess it's because it's the one. I wonder if I did this. Yo, yo, check, check. No. Interesting. Fuck. That's so funny. So everything on here is fine. I should have figured that out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. This might not be a me listening to music sort of thing. I'll have to figure that out for next time. But that's okay. Because I feel like I could still make music. Yeah, because I have one thing coming through. That's so weird though. What? Yo. Unless it's because of that. Oh, I think I get it. I think I get it. I think I have to like turn that off and then. But it's not playing through there. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, okay. Weird. Okay, well, I'm just gonna play something and see if it actually. And then I play it from my phone just to see. Of course. Okay, I figured out one thing. This is also me troubleshooting in real time, which is probably how I spend most of my time in this darn studio. Just troubleshooting my life away. Okay. Okay, so I got the mic working. I got how do I so I have to like do something here, maybe 3/4, probably. Okay. Let's try another song. That was my one, but I think I can figure it out. I think I figured it out. Wow. Geo. Yeah. Wow. It's crazy. Audio routing, honestly, is some of the trippiest things to work with. Especially not being like an audio engineer, a professional one anyway, and having to figure this all out by means of figuring it all out. Like I want to stream and make music, and I have joined a few music communities. Okay. Video project. Blueberry clouds. Blueberry fire. Actually. Alright. So play that. Turn it on. I got one person watching. Maybe that's my partner. Hey, Sam. I love you. That one was called Blueberry Clouds, which was it's part of a music video that I had clips for. It was my first attempt at making something relatively coherent and put together in VideoSync, and I really like the result of it. I figured out a couple cool techniques that I will probably use in future videos, and I figured out a little bit of the process, things that I want to do and things that I don't want to do. It was really frustrating sometimes because more troubleshooting. Clearly. Excuse me one more time while I check out if that actually came through. Nice. Okay. Awesome. We are good to go. I love it. 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 Things seem to be in working order. Let's play another one. Let's play another one. Change. Yeah, sure. This one is probably my next most complete solo track called Change. It's going to be part of a small EP that I'm still trying to figure out the name for. I've got a lot of music, honestly, that I want to just like throw out there, either throw out or or put out on Bandcamp, and just call it, just because I have I need to create more space internally to put out more music, and before I like take on any more projects, which I'm always doing. I have a bunch of stuff, whether they're collaborations, stuff with my partner that I'm really excited to release, that I need to actually reorient myself to focus on putting that stuff out. But we do have a couple plans for artistic expression. Hopefully within this next year, we'll be able to put out more music and do some more performances. I know it's a long time coming. If you can hear me, Sam, don't worry, it's in the forefront of my mind. Anyway, things are changing, and here is the theme song for change.
I'm changing. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I'm changing. I've been waiting. I'm changing. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I'm changing. I've been waiting for the time when I can finally say this. Changing, rearranging, pacing in an anxious statement, waiting, spending days in the basement, creating configuration from a statement stuck in stasis, and I pray that I'ma make it on the cusp of transformation. Patience, but we come out from the chrysalis in the midst of metamorphosis. The metaphysicist, the mission is merging mind and matter through sacred synthesis, symbolic, spiritual, kind of psychedelic, isn't it? I'm changing.
Yeah, honestly, that one is one of my favorite new tracks that I've created. It's not even new. I created it like a couple years ago, or was it last January? Not this one that just happened, maybe the one before that. It was part of the Seed to Stage January, and I'd say that was one of my favorite ones that I did. Hold on, I'm just gonna check something else, because sometimes it seems like I have a little bit of a double delay in my headphones. If I turn that off, I can still hear that, which is awesome. And I'm sure it's still coming through, so that's good. See if I do this one again. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. That's better. That sounds so much better in my end, because I had like 2 audio tracks going in my headphones, and there was just a small amount of delay where I felt like I could catch it and actually speak fine and do that the whole entire time. But I think it would have been really annoying. Tracks that I've created. It's not even new. I created it Yeah. I'm always troubleshooting in real time, which sometimes you just gotta do. You just gotta figure out as you go, which is the point of this stream. And yo, I'm about to go to bed in 20 minutes. Yeah, no worries, Ange. It's all good, bro. Yeah, for sure. I mean, bedtime could be early for me too. Depends. But I did take a nap earlier after I got off work, so I feel like I'm like nice and primed to hang out and vibe. Hoping that other people will be able to join. I actually wanted to send this to my buddy too. My buddy Mike. And then hopefully next time when people are chilling, doing nothing. Charles the First. Oh, yeah. Live on the tube. Come join, bro. Yeah. Cha. Where can I do this? Clipboard. Yeah. There. I sent out the invitation to a few different communities. Aw. Hey, babe. I'm not even going to type it. I'm just going to respond in real time. Sam, she's joined. My biggest fan. Love you, babe. I hope creating, drawing is going really well. Or photoshopping, I guess. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, biggest fan. I love you too. And I know this to be true. It even says you got a little crown right there. Biggest fan, number 1. Yeah. Oh, let's see. what else can I do? I'll probably play some more tunes. Just to see what we have here. Things I've been working on over the last like couple months. I might play some of me and my partner's music. Perhaps, we'll see if she's cool with that. This will give me a little chance to like showcase some tracks while I'm figuring out my process and how I can best make this whole streaming situation work for me, because I do want to get into like live performing at least, or like just live beat making and sound design and stuff. But I know I've run into a couple problems before, especially with some devices that ultimately crashed Ableton. So that wouldn't be good while I'm like midstream. Yo, Skillwib CPM, what up? Who is that? I don't even know, but what up, dog? Glad you can join, man. I'm just playing some some of my music that I've created for over the last couple months. If you care to listen, let's get right into it. From FP, yo, free producer, what up? That's what's up. Big shout out to like Zach and Skylar. Love the homies. I'm all for the free producer, for sure. Definitely write some lyrics to this one. It's very like psychedelic and introspective. I think I had started something, but yeah. The Metamorphosis. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna go through some tracks. I think the next one I'm gonna play is mine and my partner's track, Mystic Law, since I'm looking at it right now, and I haven't actually listened to it in quite a while, but it's a banger. We performed a dance at a local, what was it? It was like it's a Derelict. It's like a fashion show, and super fun. It was like the first time actually performing a choreographed dance that my partner, amazing like the dance that she created was absolutely amazing. And we did it at the same time where I finished making the song. I finished producing the song and fully hashing it out, mixing it, while simultaneously she was choreographing the dance. So every time I would reach another checkpoint, she had already, you know, made like choreographed another like minute or whatever of the song. And we were pretty much just right on time, like enough where I could learn the dance after mixing and finishing the track. But it was a really good practice of completion, having something to look forward to. And I felt like that was what kind of opened up a new process for me with like finishing music, because for the longest time I just would overthink tracks and I wouldn't really actually give myself a deadline, so they would just be stuck in limbo for a while. But if you have another project to do, like choreographing a dance for a performance that's already set in time, then you're gonna do everything it takes to make sure it's done. And you know, even if you run into like issues and you're like second guessing yourself, like, oh my god, it's never gonna happen, we did it and we fucking rocked, yo. So anyway, Mystic Law, let's go. Damn. Sam, that's still a banger. Yeah. Yo, Anch, man, that yeah. I appreciate the kind words, dude. And I was gonna say that one specifically, um, how I how it came to be. Like I started the like a jam. It started as like just a minute song during like January one year, which wasn't this past year, but the year before. And I initially just like I just found the vibe. I found that cool flute and basically the intro, and then I put it off to the side for a while. I knew it was something I wanted to finish, but I didn't know how. So like I was saying earlier, when my partner got propositioned to perform, um, do some modeling or perform a dance at this fashion show, um, I had talked to her and been like, well, we have all this like music that we're creating. We could totally like perform an original track. So that was the one we chose just because it had like cool tribal stuff to go along with it. And what I did is I found myself a reference track to a song that we had just discovered, that kind of fit the vibe. It was similar, but I used that as a reference track because um, I was still learning how to like maybe create such dynamic composition and whatnot. So I I used the other track, which I think it was called. It was by Habitat, Immersion by Habitat, and used different sections to basically reference and kind of mimic in a way enough where it it eventually evolved into its own track. Um, yeah, dude, yeah, for sure. Oh, Sam, yeah, we definitely got to record the dance for sure. It's I know because we had some recordings, but we got to like create some professional recording. If we get like Uriel or even me, like we can do that and plug it in and then add some cool effects. Yeah, man, yeah. But anyway, I think it was a really really awesome learning process because sometimes you get stuck in direction and where you can go. So using other people's work as framework, it's always going to evolve into its own thing as long as you're not like trying to copy it. But even if you are trying to copy it, like there was like a little bass part right at the beginning that I basically tried to copy exactly because it gave us a lot of like cool movement and dynamic movement, and I wasn't actually able to create it perfectly. But it brought me to the next step of the song, which kind of just evolved and inspired the next moves, right? And if you listen to that song compared to the other song that I referenced, they don't sound anything alike. There might be like similarities between the composition, especially for the first half, but you eventually just kind of like go with it, go with the flow, and get in the zone and do your own creative things. And it was an awesome learning process. I feel like if there's one piece of advice for like new producers, even sometimes I even feel like a new producer. I'm like get FOMO all the time, right? Because you hear something that's like mind blowing, amazing, and you're like, oh, I just want to create that. But there's nothing wrong with like copycatting, at least while you're trying to find your own style. Um, yeah, nothing wrong with it. Woo! Cool. I can tell you. Well, let me tell you something. I'm super pumped because I got two people chatting in the chat with me, which is amazing. That's two more than I've ever had. Yeah. Yeah, steal like an artist, right? Which I mean, I know some people might not feel is the best thing to do, right? It might, but I feel like it like during a certain part of your journey, there's nothing wrong with it, and maybe it's not even stealing. Like we could probably use better terminology, even being like it's not necessarily copycatting either, but you're emulating a little bit, and it's the process of discovery, right? If you're serious about being an original artist, you're not going to stay like that forever. You're basically just refining and crafting and discovering what you like about other people's art, because before you're an artist, you're a fan of art, right? And I don't think that ever actually changes. Like, even while you're an artist, you're still a fan of other people's art. So yeah, exactly, babe. Steal like an artist. Emulate like an artist. You're just art being art, as the homie used to say. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Ansh. I'm just reading your school message. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, we can chat more, man. We can get on a call one time too. I think actually it'd be really cool if you, me, Zach, and Skylar all got on a call together, and we can just hang out and vibe, and maybe even gather more people in the community, because I definitely like I like it when they're more like, like one-on-ones are cool, but if there's more gathering, and then we can have like community jam sessions, or like, show each other insights into our own process. I think that would be super cool, man. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. Ain't that the truth? That's why I imitate you all the time, babe. I'm a little echolalia, as she would say. Echolalia, echolalia. Yeah, so that track, Mystic Law, it is on my Bandcamp, but I think we're gonna re-release it once we like have our own like duo Bandcamp that we can put it under our name and release all this other music, which there's obviously nothing wrong with doing that. Echo, 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 lely, lehi, lehia. Yeah, what else do I got here? Oh yeah, Out of Here. I like that one. She was also gonna make potentially a dance to this track too, if I finish it, if I like make it into a longer one. I don't know. What do you think, Sam? Out of Here. I'll play it. Oh, I got a new message. Steve, yo, what up, bro? How's it going, man? Yeah, joining in the party. I'm just like scrolling through different songs of things that I finished recently. I just played a song by me and my partner called Mystic Law, which Ansh was really digging too. He was stoked about the sound design, and yeah, I was saying how we created a dance. She choreographed a dance to it, and we still need to record it, like the video, but I just need a little more practice to because I haven't performed it in a while, but that was fun. Just got home and saw this cool that you were live. Yeah, man. I've gone live before, but it's been a long time, and I really just felt the call to hop on here and just whatever. Like I didn't want to like think too hard about it, or have content to overproduce, or even pressure myself into being like, I gotta create something amazing on live for people to actually like vibe with it and find this like valuable. So I just felt like this is way easier, right? I could just go live and start talking and invite people, and if I only had like one of you guys, I don't really care. But now I got 3 people tuned in. I know Ansh has to leave eventually, but wow. Okay, anyway, this track, Out of Here.
And I'm like, yo, we outta here.
And I'm like, yo, we outta here. Yeah. Yeah, I really dig that one. It was like a quick little pre-jam for January this year. But yeah, Sam, let me know. Do you want me to like make that longer? Probably. I can feel like it deserves, not deserves, but we'll say it could use an extension of just part B, perhaps part B, part C. Yes, very danceable. Okay, you got it right there, folks. It's confirmed. I will make that one into a longer track. Need some more vocals. Yeah, I mean, I guess that all depends. Like, I do like vocals. That's kind of what I default to. But I don't think every song necessarily needs vocals. But that's not to say that one couldn't, benefit from having more vocals. Even just like a small little rap section, or if Sam wants to like sing over it or something. Or even just like some vocal chops. But yeah, I know. I think I was originally thinking about writing to it, and then that just like, and I'm like, yo, we outta here. It just felt, it felt like right to the point. Sweet though. What were you saying though? People are getting tired of polished content anyway. Yeah, that is for sure. It's like, it was even tiring to like think about it. We'll make airplane sounds. Yeah, none of my songs have vocals, dude. Honestly, like I've been writing to a few different people's tracks, just like other like Zach and some friends in the Seed the Stage Discord, who sent me a beat, and like I automatically wrote something like pretty dope. So I feel like if you have anything in the arsenal that you want me to just write a verse to, send it. Like I'd be more than happy to do that, bro. Collaborate. Unless you plan on putting vocals on yourself, which I would love to hear that. Yeah. What was I saying though? People are getting tired of polished content. Yeah, I mean, that's not to say like I don't mind like good polished production. Like don't get me wrong. I guess what I wanted to do was learn how to edit really well. But honestly, that's like another like realm in its own, and to pay for all these like subscription services that are like cutting corners and making things faster, and yeah, AI, like I don't know, I feel like if I can just be better at presenting myself live, you're kind of using it as like a good reflection tool as well, right? It's a good mirror, because not only the technical aspect of like having a conversation and less filler, but it's like, and the filler in real time, like whatever. I don't even care. Like, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just want to like hang out and not overthink it. And that's what always takes me out of the flow, is overthinking how I'm going to do this. It's like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to go on live and make it nice and clear and concise for people without having to like go in and do all these hefty edits that are probably not going to be smooth. And some people are really good at it, and I know with that last video that I posted, you know, I was being real and raw and authentic. But then I got into like the editing program afterwards, and it was just like the text editing, right? You cut out certain words, and I cut out a bunch of, pretty much I just seen what AI wanted to cut out in general. So they cut out all of it, and it was so just brutal. There was way too much choppiness. So I felt like to add a little bit more of that humanity, why not just like go streaming, right? And unless I have more scripted content, like if, say in the future, I have a really cool concept or idea for a video that's not just stream of consciousness, it's not just me streaming and talking about whatever, making music, then that's awesome. Then I'm actually creating something like how I would be creating a piece of music, right? But I think everybody loves, you know, just in the moment kind of stuff, because then you enter flow state, and the more you practice, the better you get at it. Too much like filler doesn't bother me too much, as long as it's not all filler, right? Sometimes filler feels natural. I think polish is fine as long as it doesn't take away from your realness. People want to connect with a real person, not a fake YouTube persona. Yeah, exactly. Right? Which I don't plan on doing. Being a fake YouTube persona. But that's also scary, you know, because people want to hide behind this identity. The overthinking. Yet when we do art, it all just happens. Then we're surprised by the unexpected moments that create magic. Right? Yeah, I mean, that's just like getting out of your head and just showing up, because you never would really know. You cannot plan for anything authentic that's going to happen. Like I think as if you're planning something ahead of time, then you're already projecting yourself kind of in the future, and you're not in the moment, right? And it's like, yeah, it's very Taoist, I would say. Not being or Zen, right? That's another, actually, when I was reading that book, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, and he talks about, I think even the Alan Watts one too, Spirit of Zen, and they talk about being able to create something, and in that moment being able to release it, which to me feels like exactly how I want to approach all of this stuff, right? Because, you know, I'm looking through my music folders, and I have all of this music, like 300, 400 half finished songs, less than that. And every once in a while you pick a couple that you may want to work on, but I have songs in there from like 5 years ago that I still feel, you know, they need to be released. And I'm almost thinking about just releasing them how they are, maybe just like fleshing out the beat so it's actually a thing, and doing some like really light mixing in like one session and then releasing it, because I'm kind of already past that part of, like, it doesn't really reflect and resonate with who I am anymore, and it never has, except for the moment of creation, right? And I get caught up in that process of like making a quick little beat and then putting it away for a later time, and then I'm just like adding more to like the song graveyard, the music graveyard as you call it. And I feel like what I really want to do, and I know I've had this discussion with other people recently too, and it's what I even admire about other people too, is how they're able to like create something in the moment and call it finished, right? Even if they don't release it then, it's just like, you know, you're on a trip and you bring a little piece of gear and your computer, and by the time you're done your trip, you have a small EP and it's already released, instead of stockpiling all of these songs, and then trying to like overthink of like what is this project that I'm creating, and you're not letting like the moment and the environment kind of tell what it is anymore. And I feel like there's like a lot of my music has been going in that direction, where I'm like, I have one album called The Album, and a lot of the tracks that I have start with there's like the pyramid, the shadow, the sickness, the very symbolic. So it speaks to a deeper human condition, and it's probably something that I really want to finish, because these things aren't just like, I don't think they're very like a moment in time. They speak to like a deeper spiritual thing. It's like the oversoul, kind of like the archetypal nature. So I definitely want to release it, but going back and working on those tracks and realizing that, even looking at the project file, I open Ableton and I'm like, I see all the things that I did wrong, because I didn't actually know I didn't actually know what I was doing at the time. So I have to like, reorganize and fix stuff and delete all these things that just don't even make sense. And it's a little bit overwhelming, because in a sense it feels like the album is going to be my magnum opus. So I don't really know how to go about that, right? I know that I'm putting that one on the shelf until I've like regained some objectivity. Maybe I learn some better techniques to be able to tackle those songs and be like, okay, with fresh eyes, I can go in there and in one session I can be like, okay, this is done, right? But with all my music now moving forward, it's like making everything into such a like a grand project that takes up a lot of time and a lot of energy, and a lot of like mental processing. It doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel natural. It feels like I'm putting too much on my plate. So, that one for sure. I've already decided that I'm committed to finishing, even if it takes me my whole fucking life. Like that's totally fine with me. And I actually might be how it goes about, but I still want to make music, right? So I feel like if I'm always focusing on those tracks to get those ones done, then I'm not giving myself enough space to create new music and just to be in the flow and experience life as it comes. So I feel I'll shelve that one, and moving forward, I'm just going to start creating, and hopefully I can take that Zen approach and be like one session of sound design, all within the same session. It's like I do sound design, I do composition, I jam, flow state, and then I do mixing and mastering all in one session, right? It might take me a couple hours, but then I have a song that I didn't like sit on for my whole entire life to release, right? So fucking stupid. Anyway, if you guys are still here, I appreciate it. I'm going to keep going. Yeah, man, I know, right? It feels like it's because we're just overthinking. You're overthinking it. You might just need to like. How long have you been working on it, Steve? That's like the song "The Shadow" for me. I don't know if you've ever heard it. I might play it. I'll play it in a little bit. It's really dope. But I feel like I've overcooked the mix, and I've gone in and reverted to a few different like previous versions because they sounded better. But also I've had to like take in old recordings that haven't been processed with all like random saturators and EQs and stuff that just made it sound super like just overcooked, over processed, till I got it to a point where I actually like I find okay. But if I'm like referencing other even newer tracks that I haven't had nearly as long to work on, that just sound fresh, and they sound like I've been able to take all these things that I've learned and implement them kind of in real time, instead of like going back and being like, oh, I learned this new thing, I have to go back to this track that's a couple years old. Oh, I learned this new thing, I have to go back to a song that's even older now, and you never have it finished. A couple days I'm just exploring what's possible. I mean, that's fine too, man. Like every song I feel like doesn't need to be this like grand thing where it's like you identify with that being like your latest and greatest. If it's just part of the learning process, then it's kind of served its purpose, right? And I feel like a lot of my old music is definitely like that, but I might be still holding on to what it means to me because I've worked on it so long. It's more of like a sentimental thing. But a couple of days is like, yeah, that's nothing compared to a couple of years. I'll play the Shadow. I might as well. Let's see what my latest version of it is. I don't even know if that's the latest version. Mix. It might be. Yeah, it is.
Becomes our friend or enemy depends largely upon ourselves. The shadow is not necessarily always an opponent. In fact, he is exactly like any human being with whom one has to get along.
Coming from the light, wearing black though. Dwelling from the sala, open trap door. To the darkest corners of the soul, vilified from the start, but now it's time to bring it back, yo. Diving into the depths and it's fast, yeah, you know that the abyss pulls him in just like a black hole. Fucking asshole, what's up with the shadow? With the shadow? What's up with the? What's up with the shadow? What's up with the? What's up with the shadow? What's up with the? What's up with the? What's up with the? What's up with the? Gotta put in work to pull myself out the gutter. Sometimes I find myself staring at the mirror, but looking at another motherfucker. Who is this in the shade? Fucking faceless, ancient. Let there be light without the pain on the pavement. Painted black, cannot blame him. Only see his silhouette, it's spiritual enslavement. On the surface, disturbance, serving a sentence for life and remaining and wait until reintegration. Mistaken since Plato's cave, how degraded. I remember when I was young, looking at the sun, seen shadow on the ground and tried to pull him up.
The shadow becomes hostile only when he is ignored or misunderstood.
Coming from the light, wearing black though. Dwelling from the sala, open trap door. To the darkest corners of the soul, vilified from the start, but now it's time to bring it back, yo. Diving into the depths and it's fast, yeah, you know that the abyss pulls him in just like a black hole. Fucking asshole, what's up with the shadow? With the shadow? What's up with the? What's up with the shadow? What's up with the? What's up with the shadow? What's up with the? What's up with the? What's up with the? What's up with the shadow?
Yeah. Thanks, man. I know Sam's heard that a million times, but it still hits. It's definitely one of the tracks that I've worked the longest on. And it just like, I hold it dear to my heart because I mean, I love the lyrics. I think it's like, it speaks to, this unresolved part of ourselves that needs to come to light. Very archetypal, obviously some Carl Jung. That line, I remember when I was young, looking at the sun, seen shadow on the ground and tried to pull him up. A million. Yeah, exactly. Right. And I still love it too. Listening to it, I think actually a version that I fixed a couple things even in that version that we just listened to, that just little minor tweaks, nothing that like makes a huge difference, but just to my ears sound a little bit more clear. There's a lot of crunchiness to that, and I can tell. I mean, if you would have heard some older newer versions, we'll say they're like the newest version at the time, that just like there was way too much processing. The sounds were too crispy, which, a little bit of crisp obviously adds that gritty crunchiness to this song. But just from working on it over and over again, my ears needed a break. I lost the objectivity. And even in that specific version, or even the newest version, the new mix, there's just something about it that I don't really like, and I don't know how to fix it, unless I like really go back. I might, even just sometimes I've stripped. Love you, babe. I don't know if you're peacing out. I don't know if that means that, but have a good night if you are. I love you. Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad you guys like that, and I feel like it's at a point where I can easily release it and be happy with it. Especially like just calling it and being like, this is a part of my life that I'm at right now. It's not a track that it's not the song that's going to define me, which is no song, literally. But yeah, I feel like that's going to be part of the album, and I could potentially just release that as like a pre-single to the album. Even I don't know. I'm not giving myself a timeline for that, because it's probably gonna be a part of the journey. The journey to finish the album is the journey. It's the process. It's the everything. It's the it's the great work. And with this one, I'm doing shadow work by working on it and immersing myself in there and being like going deep into these things. And like every time I fix something, maybe I'm also like fixing, I don't want to say fixing, but I'm like illuminating a part of the shadow within me, right? Maybe that's like, that's kind of how I treat art and music anyway. It's a process of like not just discovery, but like self-mastery and healing, for sure. Yeah, what's another one I haven't listened to in a while? The Dragon, yeah, the Pyramid, the Temple. Ooh, the Temple. I haven't heard that one in a while. Yeah.
Once upon a time in a faraway land, there was a little prince who started to dance. Just an innocent kid, still got heart to play rap. It just so happens he got bars to go to war with Satan. In the midst of Armageddon, another battle for the sword doesn't start when it ends. Collecting karma, but it comes with a catch. Welcome to the to the where I meditate, my sacred space, my forever place. Whenever life gets a bit chaotic, then I take a break back to center stage and I release Kundalini. Yes, I feel the heat, seed of life, free to flow. Take a seat and load. That's now I'm feeling full. I'm practice tantra, conscious mantra, mudra, mystic music. Listen to the sutra, yantra, kriya, breathe and deep, go higher. Break illusionary spell of Maya. Gaia, grant me passage to the great beyond the ancient ways and pray to God that I find my way back to thy kingdom. Come from written word, I will be done in the.
Cool. That one sounds finished. I could totally just release that one. Just like you'll see in the next couple weeks, I'll just like have like 100 releases and be like, where did this guy come from? 0 to 100 real quick. Yo, you know that commercial? The brick. I don't know if that actually did the thing that I wanted to. Was there a lot of reverb? It wasn't in my headphones, but I'm sure there totally was. Let's see if I can do that again. Yeah, thanks, man. The halftime breakdown. The brick. That's hilarious. Yeah. Our first introduction to reverb. Probably mine anyway. All right. Well, music. What should I do? I could be playing with something. Let's see, actually. Okay. I got this cool let's see if I can bring it up. I got this cool instrument, this plugin called Color Play. It's really, really awesome. Let's see if I go plug in. Color Play. I don't know if I can actually do that. Window, right? Window capture. Yeah. Add a new source. Nope. Weird. Never mind. Oh shit. That's not what I wanted to. I got rid of me. Video capture. There you go. big bald head. Hey. How can I do this? Fucking what? You can see it on my on my big screen, but I want to bring it up into, I think, screen capture. The whole screen. Yeah, I might have to do that. There you go. I'll do that instead. Screen capture, Ableton. There you go. Nope. iPhone full. There you go. I figured it out. Okay. You can just do this like in real time. I'll just bring myself out there. Anyway, okay. Yeah. Color play. It's pretty cool. I haven't actually played around with it, but basically the concept is you can take one sample and then you can filter it spectral filter it through a different sample to create unique timbres and all sorts of like really cool stuff. I haven't played with it, but it seemed like a really cool concept, and I wanted to try it because I can record my own samples through like Koala or Ableton Note or something, and have like a synth or something like that, or I just two samples, like a bird calling and fire crackling, for instance, right? I will probably play around with that in future videos, but for now, see if I can do this. Okay, it's going through here, but it's not playing in my headphones. Why is that? I was able to hear before. Frick. Huh. Interesting. I mean, I'm sure you guys can hear it. I know you can. Because I can see the things working. Oh, what? Oh, there we go. I just have to turn that on. Yeah. Voice meter mixed with all this stuff. Okay, so a basic saw. See if I can just like solo. Turn this down. So you got that. And you got that together. You get that. Let's see what I can do here. Vehicles. No, experimental. Mech glitches. You got that mixed with synths. Golden haze. That. So that and that. And you get that. Turn up the gain of 1. Yeah, wow. That's crazy, actually. It's so cool. So if I get the same one with something else. I don't know, vehicles, steady noises, gas flame. pretty cool. I didn't even change the contour. Wow. Wow, so much more noise. Yep. Cuz I got the PC fans going crazy. Oh, so much I could be doing. So little time. That's not the point. Your basic pop jingle. Basic. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm feeling just playing around with sounds at the moment. It all depends. I guess it all depends on the sound. Oh yeah, I just got this new plugin. What is it called? It's by Rotten Forge. Man, I'm about to crash for an early morning call tomorrow, but would love to join the next one, dude. Will this be available to rewatch later? Ah, Mr. Zach. Yo, dog. Yes. Lynch, and Steve all joined. That's 3 more than I've ever had. Okay, well, I'll still go. I'll still keep chilling. What else can I play though? Definitely could keep playing like some of these cool ones. Pyramid. I haven't listened to that in a while. Might as well. Yeah, this one is called The Pyramid. It's pretty cool. It needs some work, but I feel like it's, yeah. Hopefully you're still with me, Steve. I got 2 viewers.
Indeed, clear as crystal. Weird how this prism seems kind of kryptonite. Pythagorean rhyme schemes, triangle lines being designed and trying with divine 3. Yeah, read the number sign, keeping up with time. Kundalini creeping up the spine, seeking something like tree. Libra, loving like Chico, got infinite angles, even without trying. If I seem lost in darkness, look up, cause I'm about to shoot a light beam. As a feather, now I feel like going sightseeing all around the world, underlay, leave them lines in alignment. Timeless treasures of the trident, from 369 to the belt that is Orion. In the depths within Osiris, keep seeking inside hidden secrets that lie in the pyramid. The pyramid. They always screaming for the pyramid. They always screaming for the pyramid. The pyramid. They always screaming for the pyramid. For the pyramid. pyramid. They always scheming for the They always scheming for the pyramid. They always scheming for the They always scheming for the
Dude. Wow. Okay. I just gotta say, that track has got crazy potential. Like, listening to it now, that's another one of those tracks that I've worked on for quite a long time. And listening to it now, after taking such a long hiatus from listening to it and shelving it because I'm like, okay, no more. Everything that I do to it is not making it better. Just listening to it right then and there, I can tell instantly what I would do next and instantly what I would do different. And the spots in the track where like my ears are hurting from too harsh high frequencies, where it needs more space with like reverb and delay, the drums not being like punchy or glued enough. It's like, I remember the last time I heard it, or even while I was just working on it, I thought it was amazing, right? I was like, oh, this is so amazing, because you have like that honeymoon phase and you're like this, like I'm still getting that from the potential, but if I'm taking like a broader view of like what it could actually need to bring it over the edge as far as mixing, composition wise, like even my vocals, I need some hardcore de-essing, and I never heard that before because it's been like probably a couple years since I've actually listened to that track. And it's like, wow, I'm not going to actually touch it. It's so funny. Like, I want to actually open it up right now just so I can tweak it. But instead, what I'm going to do is I will listen to that version one more time, not right now, after the stream, and I'm going to write a list of all of the areas that it could use work. And I bet you the next time I open it up, I'm going to like improve it by like 20 times. Because I'm like, holy, like the vibe, the composition, like the concept is totally there. It's funny, the concept for that, I created it when I was living in Vancouver. So that was like, it was probably like 2019 or something. I started playing around in Ableton. It was my first time, one of my first times ever, like, especially like really like downloading it on my computer and playing it with it myself instead of watching like homies play around with it. And I remember the version 1 of the pyramid, it wasn't like that. It had some like more like the pyramid, my like deep voice was the same, but the beat was different. It had more of like a griminess to it, when this one seems a little bit more like expansive and ancient alien type of vibe with that like cool like RP. So crazy. Yeah, Steve, you've been there, eh? I know, right? Like, it's crazy how that objectivity really works, where you're like, you're so lost in the sauce and you cannot see it from any other perspective. And especially you can only meet it where you are on your journey, right? So even all of the work, all of the songs, all of the other people's music, the more like more intentional, more present way like that I'm listening to music, even my ears have become more sensitive, right? I mean, that totally happens while you're working and you're focusing on the details. So, I mean, a lot of these songs on the album, they already have the structure. It's like, you know, I've given it the good broad strokes of paintbrush, whether they're like fully finished or they're almost finished. And a lot of times if I'm adding lyrics, it's funny. Like I have different processes with lyrics where I'll make the beat first and then I'll write the lyrics, or maybe I'll write the lyrics and I'll craft the beat around that, or I'll write one verse, I'll make the beat and then I'll write another verse. Like there's so many different ways that it can go. That one was one of the ones where I made the second verse or the second half to the verse much later, like years after, right? And if I'm being honest, there are things that I would probably change in the lyrics, but mostly just like mixing stuff, clearly. I have so many tracks that I could go back and polish up, but is it worth it when I can move on to new songs? Yeah, dude, exactly. That's what I was saying before. Like, I have so much other songs that aren't part of this particular project that, you know, it's almost like I want to treat every song the same. Every song needs to be, you know, like the most polished, beautiful track that ever I could do. But, you know, I'm obviously speaking from this other vantage point of like me being on the same level as the artist that I'm look up to. But if I'm looking up to them, then I'm literally not on the same level as them, which is okay. Like you just gotta kind of have to accept that, right? And I think once you get to a certain point, you'll be able to create that type of quality sound, quality mixing, and just whatever you're looking for, every single time. But until you get to that point, it just helps to just push tracks past the finish line, right? And not hold on to that stuff, because the more you hold on, the less you're able to put out, kind of thing. You're just holding on for dear life for this this thing that's already, it's just way past its due date, kind of thing, right? Yeah, I know. I want to move on so badly. Oh, one of the major things that I'm working through is like the perfectionism. It always has been. It's been like one of my bottlenecks, I feel like, with finishing music. And clearly there are songs that I know they need some like deep work, but then there's other songs that aren't, that sound good, and you can obviously improve it and keep on improving it. But there are the odd songs that's hard not to go back and update, though. Nostalgia, you know. Yeah, dude, for sure. Like there's a lot of songs that I have that I would like to polish up, but there's no reason that. I think that's why I like things like Bandcamp and things where you can you can upload a new version of it. And if you're if you know, you have subscribers or people that follow you, you can write them a note and being like, hey, this is like a remastered or a newly mastered version of that song. And they might even find the old version better, right? But you can always do remasters, remixing your tracks. For me, the song that's not hard, or that's hard to not go back and update, is the ones with lyrics, because, you know, that's a whole other process of point of the creative process, where I'm writing, putting my heart and soul into the lyrics, as well as I'm learning how to craft the best instrumental that I possibly can. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, it's so hard, man. So hard. How long have I been on here for now? Oh, almost 2 hours. Wow. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to end it at 2 hours because I'm kind of feeling the nudge. Starting to get a little hot in this room. And I can tell my voice is a little bit from working all day. Yeah, I guess what I'll say, one of the reasons I wanted to come on and stream today was the fact that while I was at work, working at a restaurant, I just felt so much how I was like really sick and tired of doing that, of working the 9 to 5 type of shit. And it like, I get stuck in my head so often where I'm like, but you could be doing this thing, right? Like I could be going home, or I could spend most of my time, the time that I have off, engaging in communities or creating content for social media, or going live and doing like performance and stuff like that. And it's been a topic of conversation between like all the little circles that I'm part of, and especially with me and my partner. She has recently just come to the cusp of jumping in to the thing that she wants to do, and getting rid, and just saying fuck it for all the other stuff, right? And I'm like I'm kind of in that mode where I'm working at 2 jobs, and then I have this, and I've stepped back from one job that was kind of throwing a wrench in my week, where I'd work a couple shifts, and then I have one shift off, and then I work one shift at this other job, and then I have a couple more shifts off. But I find with all of that, like, I'm not able to maintain focus on the things that I want to do, because there's always something stopping the flow, right? So today at work, I was just like, I just felt that, like, that weird feeling where every little thing about that place became like almost disgusting. It was very irritating, but I wasn't getting my feathers ruffled about it. I just could feel myself in real time becoming like fed up with it finally. And I was like, as soon as I got home, I had this little bit of energy, and this second generator kind of popped on, and right away it was like, you know what, do what you want to do tonight. And it happened to be that I wanted to just do this like stream of consciousness kind of streaming, where I'm just playing around in the studio and having other people join me. And I can tell you, this is exactly the thing that needed to happen, because it's kind of it's created more space internally for me. And it feels like now I'll be able to do this a little bit easier every single time. Whereas before, I was just thinking about it, and then the loop would kind of reset, right? I next week I'd be back doing the same type of thing and not actually getting anywhere, or even just like taking one step and then stopping, right? But I'm like, I'm so done with just taking one step. I want to dive right in. I want to jump right in to the life that I'm yearning for, that I want to live. That I already envision for myself, but I'm just like, I still got one foot in land, 1 foot in land and 1 foot in the water, right? And I want to go full flow. I just want to dive in. Or I was making this joke actually, where, it's like the system's kind of collapsing, right? And we're watching it collapse, and we're hoping that we're able to like create some sort of solid foundation or a new foundation for that. When it collapses, we've already built this other thing. But I think what I really want to happen is literally the floor collapse from underneath me, the floor is the metaphorical system. Or system is like the metaphorical floor, metaphorical, if you will. And if it just like literally shatters and collapses, then I'll have no other thing to do than use my wings to fly, right? And I feel like that's what I'm hoping happens. And maybe it actually already has happened internally for me. And that's why I'm feeling this like this nudge and this urge to just do it, because if I don't, then I just like, well, it doesn't even matter. It's like if it collapses from underneath me, I'm gonna have to use my wings anyway, right? Either that or fall to my death. And it's like muscle memory. I feel like once it happens, I'm just gonna be able to do it again, right? I've done this before in my life, in past lives probably, definitely. And yeah, right. Like I've already gotten tons of support from my immediate community, from these other communities that I've joined, like the Free Producer and See the Stage and Metamind Music and all sorts of people and places that are just like, you know, they want to be a part of what I'm doing, and I couldn't do it without them. So like, Steve, I appreciate you being here, man. I know, like, thank you so much for all of your support, and I'm glad to have made your your connection, and hopefully we can meet each other in real time, or like in flesh in the future. But yeah, man, like everybody's sick of the system. We're all just sick of this shit. You know, and I see other people doing the thing and, you know, starting their communities or going on that, like just doing that thing that they've been wanting to do. And it's not like this is the only thing I want to do, but I feel like this is the stepping stone for the other things, the other desires and passions and stuff in my life that I want to do. And the only way for it to happen, even if I'm still have like one foot in the old world, it's like, you know, it's just like stretching apart, and I'm like doing the splits, and eventually I'm just gonna be I'm like, no, I don't want to go that way. I want to go back. I want to go over to the new side. So I'll just leap over and jump over. Yeah. What a time we're living in. It can be super frustrating. Definitely overwhelming. You know, things are happening in the world, and I'm doing my best to like not let it distract me from doing the thing that I want to do. It's so easy to get caught up in any drama, you know, whether it's like has real life consequences or not. It's like these are all perfect opportunities to like put all of our energy into that thing that we want to grow, right? You're ready for new things too. Right on, man. I'm glad to hear that. It's like we can all do this together and support each other. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. The system is literally collapsing in real time. So I'm here for it, bro. You know, I support you 100%. Let's do some music together. You know, long live the Free Producer. I love that community. It's amazing. And I love my other communities too. I love See the Stage. Absolutely wonderful. You know, such a great community. A lot of wisdom and knowledge, collaboration and community. And Metamind Music, I love Alex, you know, and I know that he's starting something very tight knit and more intimate, which is really, really cool. And everybody's doing their thing, right? I guess this is my attempt at doing the thing that I want to do, you know, having a good community. The Geodome, it's like I'm building a structure. I'm building like a structure for myself so I can create, you know, freely, express myself freely, but also gather kindred spirits. It's almost like a beacon for change, literal and symbolic change, right? Yeah. Anyway, bro, on that note, much love. Thanks for tuning in. It was you, it was my partner Samantha, and it was Ansh. Zach said he did want to, but he just got home a while back and is going to bed. But hopefully next time I'm gonna try to make these maybe one stream a week. Yeah, one stream a week. I think that'll gain some traction and give me the practice that I need to engage with cool people in the community. And yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna finish music and I'm going to live my life, take some videos, get creative. All right. Okay, bro. Much love. Catch you on the flip side.